I've been waiting for this!
Triangle Strategy is a tactical, turn-based strategic role-playing game developed by Square Inc. with the help of the Japanese game developer Artdink. The game's development was led by the renowned Japanese game producer Tomoya Asano, who also produced the highly rated strategic RPG Octopath Traveler. Triangle Strategy was released on the Nintendo Switch in March and currently has a Metacritic score of 83 out of 100 and an 8.1 user score. In comparison, Final Fantasy Tactics, the best strategic RPG of all time, has a rating of 88. For a game of this genre on the Nintendo Switch, that's pretty impressive. Triangle Strategy takes place in the fictional realm of Norzalia, which is divided into 3 distinct kingdoms: the Kingdom of Aesfrost, the Holy State of Hyzante, and the Kingdom of Glenbrook. You play as the main character of the story, Sonoa Wilford.
Stand down at once! On the honor of House Wolffort, we shall not let the royal family come to harm.
You follow the story of Sonoa Wilfort, Prince of the Kingdom of Glenbrook, through trials and tribulations as he's unexpectedly thrust into the role of King of Glenbrook. Very quickly after Sonoa becomes King of Glenbrook, the 3 kingdoms of Norzalia fall into conflict and war over the precious mineral salt, which is a highly sought after mineral. Now this is not just table salt. This salt acts as a vital food source for the citizens of Norzalia. And there are some mysterious uses for the salt which becomes clearer as you progress through the game and unfold the story. Triangle Strategy offers a very unique gameplay feature called the Scales of Conviction. As you progress through the story, you'll encounter difficult decisions and have to decide which direction you take. For example, you may have to choose between saving your friend and comrade in arms, or choose to save your soon-to-be wife from an almost certain fate. To make these decisions, you are thrust into an open world mode where you have to interact and talk with each member of your party to see what their opinions are about the decision you need to make. At this point, you'll also have an opportunity to change their mind and convince them of the direction you would like the story to go. Once you return to the story, each character will then cast their vote on the Scales of Conviction.
The Scales of Conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided.
This really creates a sense of engagement with the story. It really makes you feel like you actually affect how the story unfolds. It also presents a lot of replayability, as you'll have the opportunity to make different decisions and affect how the game actually ends. There are multiple endings in this game, which makes replayability absolutely fantastic. Another unique feature for this game are the optional side stories. Key storyline quests are marked as red, and throughout the story you'll be presented with green icons around the map. These icons represent side stories, which sometimes relate to the main story, or it might involve the backstory of a character you've recently recruited and tell you how they ended up in your party, which can create some good engagement for the new characters you've just recruited. As great as this feature is, at some points in the game it feels like a bit of a chore to actually go through with every single optional story and character story. This can feel a little tedious at times, and sometimes doesn't add a great deal to the main story. However, most of the time this is not the case, and the side stories sometimes reveal a secret or a part of the story you may not have understood, or you can just go through the main story and not listen to any of the side stories, which won't affect your main playthrough at all.
Must focus our efforts on the one who might yet save Glenbrook from downfall. We must protect Prince Roland with our lives.
3, 2, 1.
The combat in Triangle Strategy uses turn-based tactical role-playing mechanics, in which you control your party against AI-controlled opponents. Each character has a unique set of abilities and attributes that you will be able to utilize on the battlefield. Special attacks and skills can create a really unique battle experience where you'll have to pit your wit against the AI, and positioning is really important in this game, as attacking enemy units from the side, from behind, or from elevation will give each character an accuracy accuracy advantage and a damage advantage. A nice feature in this game is the experience points you gain as you battle. Each time you make a move, use a skill, use a special ability, or even use an item will grant your character a certain amount of experience. As your characters use skills and defeat enemies, their experience will increase enough to level up your character, which will then unlock new skills, new attacks, and new special abilities that are unique to each character. Each battle in Triangle Strategy offers its own unique experience, and they're actually really challenging battles. Even on normal setting, this game offers a challenge to even the most experienced gamer. You won't be able to just position your units anywhere, attack the enemies and defeat them easily. You will find in battles that you're normally outnumbered and have to really carefully position your units so that you're not exposed from behind, so that your spellcasters and ranged units are sitting back, protected by your stronger, tankier characters. Combat and battle mechanics in this game can really offer a unique, diverse experience. As positioning your units is extremely important, you'll have to use a lot of strategic know-how to position your unit to make each attack as optimal as possible. For example, if your character is attacking an enemy unit from the side and you position a unit behind the enemy, you can sometimes get a special double hit to cause devastating damage to your enemy. This makes it super important to position your characters well. Combos make a real big difference, and you'll have to utilize this in this game if you want to succeed. You'll also have to make use of the surrounding terrain on each map, as there will be specific parts that you can interact with to give you that edge in battle. This creates a real sense of engagement with the battles, and this definitely won't be a cookie cutter experience.
Have we no choice but to retreat?
I was really pleasantly surprised with the design of Triangle Strategy. The mix of 2D and 3D graphics make Triangle Strategy really stand out from its competitors. The maps in which the storyline takes place are really beautifully designed, and depending on where you are in the Three Kingdoms, the maps will look completely different. The battlefields are also really well designed, with beautiful effects, engaging surroundings, and really well designed battle maps. Make for such an engaging experience. Overall, this game is really polished and really well designed.
What is it? Dragons?
No, worse. I'm pregnant.
The character customization in Triangle Strategy is quite unique. As you level up your characters, you will unlock new skills, new spells, and be able to assign unique skill points to whatever you feel each character needs. For example, you may focus on increasing a character's armor, increasing their damage output, or increasing their health regeneration, or give them a unique talent or ability that is not available in a different skill tree. Another cool feature is that as your character levels up and you unlock new abilities, you'll also change the appearance of the character, making them look a bit cooler and more battle hardened, which is quite a cool feature. As you progress near the end game, you will have unlocked most of the skills available in your tree. However, depending on the party that you choose to set up, some characters will be left behind and be really low level and make them unplayable in the late game. Having said that, this game does offer something unique, where as you progress through the story, you'll be able to engage in smaller sandboxed battles. You can use these battles to increase the experience of your characters before you go into the main storyline battle, or a really difficult battle that you're struggling to get past. I won't spoil any of the cool spells you get later on in the game, but there are some really badass late game spells that you'll absolutely have to utilize in the late game, and they look really cool. Overall, Triangle Strategy is probably the best strategic, tactical, role-playing game I've played on the Nintendo Switch. In fact, on most consoles. I really enjoy an engaging story with lots of twists, turns, and unexpected plot twists. That keeps me really engaged in a game, even after 20 plus hours. I was impressed with the battle mechanics, storyline, and the music was really great and didn't get repetitive at all, as is common with some strategy turn-based tactical RPGs. That was not the case with this game. Overall, I'll give Triangle Strategy a solid 8.5 out of 10. If you're looking for a strategic RPG for the Nintendo Switch, I would definitely recommend Triangle Strategy. Currently, you can pick up Triangle Strategy from around £36 to £45 depending on the retailer you decide to choose. And if you're looking for something to fill the void Final Fantasy Tactics may have left in you, this is definitely the game for you.
There can only be one way forward.